What's up everyone? I have a 5 Cerberus victory for today. This is played in the old patch of the Unicorn pack, so a lot of broken stuff exists in the pack and some of it we are going to utilize to great effect. But for now Cerberus is a tier 6 unit, so we will take a while to get to it. So we'll have to figure out a way to live through the early game. And for 5 of a kinds and such, I usually like going for XP builds, or at least I did like to go for XP builds before the patch, because they give you a lot of gold, they give you a lot of rolls, and they're super strong, so you're quite likely to get to the end game with a very big pivot potential. For now though, we ended up losing, which is alright. They had the Axle Hound and we didn't, so we ended up paying the price. But we got a pretty decent level up right here. The Wyvern is going to help us find the units that we need in the late game, so that's a keeper. We also get a Lucky Cat, which at level 2 is going to be carrying us for a little bit, but we need to get a little lucky if we want to find it. So yeah, we end up losing here once again to a Mermail build plus a Warg. Kind of unfortunate, but I think we have a pretty decent setup, especially after finding a Bigfoot in the shop, which we will immediately get up to level 2 with the Gingerbread Man. So yeah, now we're getting 2 free rolls per turn. The Lucky Cat is also in a pretty good spot to be put at level 2 in battle. So yeah, I think we have some promise here with this build. Thankfully we draw. It was starting to look a little bit scary, us leaking so many lives early on. I say that, but we have only lost a single life, but it's still scary. Like, when you make the pivot into the 5 of a kind, it's usually super inconvenient, especially with stuff like the Vampire Bat plus Visitor and the nasty roll build, so you really don't want to be matching against those. We're going to get an Ogopogo into the team because apparently we cannot find the second Lucky Cat, so you use the Ogopogo for that second experience that we need. Now the Lucky Cat is going to be getting up to level 2 mid-fight, and sadly that was still not strong enough to fight against the Mermail. It's crazy how strong this tier 1 pet is, and it hasn't been even changed with the most recent patch. Thankfully at least the pets around it have changed, the pets that synergize with it, so I think we have some hope of seeing less Mermail play, but I think it's still pretty viable in versus. But yeah, we get a second Ogopogo into the team. Lucky Cat shall remain at the front as we find yet another one. And at this point we are actually getting pretty close to getting the Lucky Cat up to level 3 in fight. We get sniped here with the 20 damage from the Axle Hound, yet another broken tier 1 unit, and we end up losing as a result. So it's starting to look very scary. Turn 7, 0 wins, 2 hearts remaining. I started to think that I was doing something wrong, but it was just the meta that was extremely broken. What can you do? You have to carry on and play your games and hope to get something good. Here we level up into a Salmon of Knowledge, which is going to be useful with the Lucky Cat, getting it up to level 3. Bigfoot unfortunately did not faint, but I don't think we can afford to change our positioning around, so we'll have to just live with that. We get another Salmon of Knowledge, which I don't know, maybe I should not have leveled on this turn, because like tier 6 units are what we want usually in the Unicorn pack. All of the scaling is on tier 6, and the 5 of a kind that we're looking for is also on tier 6, so yeah, maybe a little bit of a misplay, but thankfully at least we do get a victory. Let's carry on now. We're going to hopefully get a level on the Wyvern. Only one more chocolate required, and we do actually find the Wyvern itself, so we don't even need that. And we level up into Quetzalcoatl, which is the method of scaling I'm going to be using for this video. At the point of me making the video, I believe I was not yet aware of the Jersey Devil being so broken, so that's a little bit unfortunate. I think I could have used that instead, but we got the win with this kind of setup, so I don't think it was necessary for us to do anything else. We level up into another Quetzalcoatl, and it may have been a mistake that I took it instead of the Team Spirit, but I think we leveled up into yet another Quetzalcoatl plus Team Spirit combination. Just the power of the Wyvern. So yeah, I think we're pretty nicely set up. We can start pivoting real soon. Very nice that we have not lost any lives while we are setting up for our scaling engine. And yeah, as with the fourth level up, we get another Team Spirit by the virtue of the Wyvern. So finally we'll take that. The Quetzalcoatl will push the Lucky Cat up to level 3, so next time we can sell it in favor of this Bigfoot in the shop that we have frozen. That's the one disadvantage of running this scaling setup, is that you have to always have a prepared tier 3 or lower unit, potentially one with better value like the Lucky Cat and the Bigfoot. So you're kind of missing out on a little bit of value from your rolls, but I think it's alright. We end up winning right there against the Cthulhu or the Great One. And we have another decent selection right here. We have a double Quetzalcoatl plus a Team Spirit from the level up selection. And from the level up of the Team Spirit we get yet another Quetzalcoatl. So with a little bit of luck we can get the Quetzalcoatl up to level 3, and we indeed do. And we level up into a Cerberus, the first one of many. And at this point I think the Wyvern has done its job, so maybe we can sell that. The Bigfoot in the second position is going to generate us some free rolls, so maybe that is worth it to keep. Even though Wyvern could have gotten us the second Cerberus that we need, but I don't know, it's kind of like under debate which one we want to keep, which one we want to sell. Whatever the case though, we are getting massive stats every single turn now, plus 4 plus 8 to every single unit. And you can see the magic of the Cerberus, like spawning an 8-8 at the front every single time you have the front slot open. Not only is it good for summon and jump builds, it's also pretty beneficial to have for like securing beneficial trades. Like usually you might be like 3 or 4 HP off from a trade, and with the doggy that spawns that you can guarantee the your weaker unit trading equally with their stronger unit, which is pretty cool to see. Of course, when you have 5 Cerberus, I think it will be pretty easy for you to like generate beneficial trades, and maybe the fire pups by themselves can take out a 50-50 by the end of the run, who knows. For now we are rolling for the rest of the Cerberus that we need. We are also rolling for a tier 3 or lower pet, of course, for the scaling, and we end up settling on a Thunderbird. But I think I will ditch that idea in favor of this Brain Cramp. Brain Cramp, especially with a little bit of scaling, is going to be extremely powerful to have. Mana Hound as well as the Trout. Like, you have a lot of good selections in the shop right here, but I settled on the Brain Cramp. And you can see it gets up to 11-16, and now that it is level 3 as well, it will become a 17-16 at the start of battle, or at least whenever it goes to the front. So yeah, that helps secure a beneficial trade. Unfortunately, that ends up making us lose, like the mispositioning caused by the Brain Cramp. But I think we'll be alright. We are going to be a little bit greedy and go for the level up on the Cerberus. I usually wouldn't do this because it's a little bit scary if you don't find the rest of the Cerberus that you need. But it's turn 13 and we only have 5 wins on the board, so I think it was beneficial for us to get a level right here and hope to get the rest of the stuff later. And yeah, we are rewarded. We get 2 more Cerberus in the shop, so we can even go for another level 2. Here we have a jump build from before the patch, so with the weaker Frogman, and it still ends up being pretty good. Unfortunately the rest of their team is trash, so we end up winning. We're going to go for maybe another level 2 Cerberus. I think it's a decent play. I can see myself going for that. As I said before, this was played like a while ago, so I don't remember fully what I did. Maybe I transition into the 5 of a kind already, a little bit bold on my part, but I guess I do want the team spirit scaling from the level 2. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to use Competo plus Fountain of Youth to hopefully transform the scaled up Quetzalcoatl into a Cerberus, the 5th one. But in the meantime, a behemoth is going to be pretty nice to have. It's going to scale itself up, and hopefully when we transform back into a Cerberus, it will become a 50-50. But you can see with the Cerberus, it's not really a close contest whether we win or lose. As we are getting to the final turn, we only have 3 trophies left. This is also how I got my Manticore achievement apparently, just by competoing a level 3 Quetzalcoatl. But yeah, now we get a Team Spirit, which is a little bit weaker than a Behemoth, and it also doesn't scale itself up, which is a little sad, but I think at this point in time we have to just go for the 5 of a kind, for the Competo 5 of a kind, because we don't have the time necessary in order to scale up anymore. So yeah, let's continue looking. We are looking for Fountain of Youth plus Competo, that is our saving grace. And if not, we'll just have to take DL and sell the 3350 in favor of an 8-8, which would be super painful to do. But I have not given up yet. We have a Sea Serpent on this turn, and unfortunately that's not what we want rather. So we are going to keep looking. Hopefully we don't lose as a result of us just wasting gold needlessly, but I think we'll be alright. Kraken actually helps us right there because it reduces the max HP of their units as well. And I believe this should be the last turn. So let's see, do we get the level 3 Cerberus from the Competo and Fountain of Youth? This time we do not, but with 3 last gold we get 1 last attempt and we do find it finally. So yeah, this is going to be the run. I really hope you enjoyed. Infinite summons, you love to see it. And if you did like what you see, I hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.